Building relationships. Introduction to the module. This module discusses how to build strong relationships with families and why this is crucial as a family support worker. You will also learn about healthy relationships between parents and their children and how you can help support them. Topics covered in this module are types of family and what makes healthy families, why relationships are key to good social work, the personal qualities required for relationship building, working on empathy to build relationships, techniques for building empathy and acceptance, professional attributes required for relationship building, self-knowledge and professional use of self in relationship building, what parents want from their relationship, sharing information, building trust with the family, challenges in relationship building. Types of family and what makes healthy families. There are various kinds of families in the UK. As a family support worker, you will need to work with all different types, such as two-parent families. Two parents may or may not be the child's or children's biological parents. Single-parent families. There is one parent who may be the mother or the father. Foster parent families. They provide short or long-term care to children placed in their home. It is essential to view these types of families equally. One is not better than another. All of these family structures could potentially provide a healthy environment for children to develop and grow into. Building relationships with service users should help to form healthier family dynamics. A healthy family will usually consist of the following qualities: affection, love, commitment, and encouragement to each other. Respect, show respect for each other, and have positive interactions and communication. Emotional strength, handle emotions well, and can deal with stress and resolve conflicts effectively. Shared experience, enjoy the company of each other, and are involved in many activities together. Why relationships are key to good social work. When working in family support work, building strong and positive relationships with families is crucial and is the main determining factor if the given support is successful. Sometimes this can be very difficult due to a system that focuses on following procedures, such as assessing risk for the child, rather than on building relationships, which could make a more significant impact and reduce risk to a child. Policies and practices need to be followed, which may impact their relationship, such as needing to advise a family that they will need to go to court unless their home circumstances improve. It is vital to get the right balance between managing risk and providing relational support. This enables social workers to excel in what they are best at, such as recognizing people's strengths and enhancing them, problem solving before a situation reaches crisis point, showing empathy, offering flexible support by using their passion and creativity. Support workers can only positively impact children's life outcomes when they can connect with families effectively, listen attentively, understand what the real deep issues are, build trust, work together to come up with solutions so parents can create safer, encouraging and nurturing environments for the children. Relational capability is the ability to create positive, mutually beneficial relationships and social interactions. For a family support worker, this involves considering how their behaviors and beliefs work in combination with professional guidelines and regulations. Also, how they can use these to enhance the relationships between families they support and themselves. As a family support worker helps families to care for their children adequately, the strength of their relationship with the family and the children is essential. Feedback from families indicates that they would rather have just one person that helps them and understands them, rather than multiple individuals. The importance of relationships in social work. Relationships are fragile and can cause substantial suffering when they are broken down or damaged. It can bring disparity to a person and those in their lives. Hence, to help them, support workers need to use their personal qualities and professional characteristics. Building relationships. Relationships are vital to all aspects of life. They serve as the link between a social worker and a service user. To support people who feel deserted and have difficulty maintaining relationships, social workers need to build a strong bond with them first. Only by doing this, they can help them through their complications and overcome them. Communication bridge. Human beings don't have a desire to feel bad or miserable. This feeling is driven by personal and external influences, some of which may have been affecting them for most of their lives. This is why positivity and encouragement are so important, and why they sometimes need the help of others to achieve this. Someone can enter a person's intimate area of communication, with invitation of course, and start to intentionally support them in the darkest of hours. It doesn't have to be a social worker, but it can be. The important thing is that someone establishes a link with that person and becomes their traveling companion during the worst of times. Personal qualities required for relationship building. Developing strong, beneficial relationships are at the heart of practical social work. To do this, support workers need to use their personal qualities, along with professional characteristics, when building strong relationships with service users. These essential personal qualities are: care and concern, showing compassion and that you want to help the individual. Empathy, trying to understand as much as possible how the service user may be feeling in their specific situation. Honesty, being truthful and sincere builds trust and confidence. Warmth, creating a positive, kind feeling that puts the individual at ease, strengthening trust and relaxation. Reliability and consistency, this creates a feeling of dependability and security, which makes people gain trust and feel safe. Openness, this communicates flexibility and a willingness to be open to new perspectives and experiences. Courage, this shows strength and purpose, to stand for what you believe, even in difficult situations or circumstances. Working on empathy to build relationships. Being empathetic is an essential quality in building relationships with people in general, and is particularly crucial as a family support worker. Rapport and empathy. When working with children and families who may feel the most vulnerable they've ever felt in their lives, support workers need to make them think they have a safe space to open up. The child or parent will most likely be talking about tense situations, which generate a lot of strong feelings. Therefore, it is essential to show that these emotions can be understood, showing empathy to how the child or parent is feeling, and building a strong rapport with them, a positive relationship where there are mutual connection and understanding, so they can gain trust. Why are empathy and rapport so important? Social work research demonstrates that showing empathy is one of the best ways for practitioners to develop strong relationships with service users, to increase their satisfaction and trust. Being empathetic shows that you can understand someone else's feelings and mindset, even if you haven't experienced the situation yourself. It requires listening attentively, putting your thoughts aside, and being non-judgmental. This differs from being sympathetic, as showing sympathy is acknowledging that someone is suffering. However, empathy helps build a connection with the other person. As a practitioner, it is important to understand when to show empathy and when to show sympathy. Being motivated by empathy should result in more effective social care. Components of empathy and acceptance. The social work model of empathy, 2009, is made up of 3 components: affective response, an involuntary, automatic physiological response to someone's emotions and actions; cognitive processing, a voluntary response to someone's emotional state, ability to view things from the other person's perspective and how they are feeling; conscious decision-making, choosing to take empathetic action, actively helping the other person. Techniques for building empathy and acceptance. Since empathy and acceptance are crucial to building an excellent working relationship between the support worker and the child or parent, the different methods for increasing these feelings are important. To develop empathy for and acceptance of their service users, support workers need to try to feel what the child or parent is feeling by considering things from their perspective. Get rid of any assumptions that they know what they feel as they have been in a similar situation before. Get rid of any preconceptions, stereotypes or judgments of them. See each child or parent as a unique individual. Be genuinely curious to learn more about them. Identify things that they have in common. To show empathy and acceptance through their body language and verbal cues, support workers can face the child or parent, make eye contact, nod their head while they are speaking, use verbal cues to show they are listening, such as yes and okay. The professional attributes required for relationship building. Practitioners need to have a robust set of professional traits, as well as having the right personal qualities, to build good relationships with service users. They should possess the following professional attributes: knowledge, the understanding gained through practice, theories and concepts, and recognizing these in social contexts. This understanding will influence practitioners' decision-making, judgments, and actions. Skills, these are actions that can be taught or may be possessed naturally. Professional boundaries, these are necessary for social work to highlight the responsibilities of the role and to differentiate work tasks and behaviors from non-work activities and behaviors. Social work values, these ethical principles and values include showing care, respect, and acceptance towards service users and respecting their confidentiality. The Social Work Code of Ethics states these principles of how best to treat people. Professional ethics, these are formal rules, principles and practices that guide how practitioners should treat their clients, each other and members of society in general. Self-knowledge and professional use of self in relationship building. Self-knowledge refers to what we have learned about ourselves over the years, including both our strengths and weaknesses. The degree to which we use the self-knowledge in our career is known as the professional use of self. The following are aspects of this. Facial expressions, these can communicate a person's feelings and emotions to others, which is particularly useful in social work to build relationships. The tone of voice, or mode of speech, this can be used to indicate how someone is feeling, which is essential in relationships. Choice of words and vocabulary, words can be very powerful and enable verbal communication to express how one feels. Mode of dress, the way someone dresses can communicate self-expression or professionalism. Taking an individualized approach. Each child and family is unique, as is each relationship between family members and practitioners. They will each have their dynamics. As a family support worker, you will work with many different types of individuals and families, each with their dynamics. You can help build strong and positive relationships with members of the family by being friendly and approachable, showing interest in them by asking questions to gain a deeper understanding of them, listening attentively to what they say, giving valuable advice, focusing on their individual needs, showing that you are trustworthy and reliable by being there to help and support them. Involving the parents. It is essential as a support worker to create and develop a positive, respectful relationship with open communication from both sides with the family, especially with the parents. This will be beneficial for the child's well-being because they will cooperate more with the process if there is a positive vibe. What parents want from their relationship with a family support worker. Parents want the following from their relationship with the practitioner. For the practitioner to give practical advice, as well as providing emotional support. For the practitioner to listen attentively to what they say. For the practitioner to provide the proper support to meet their needs. Sharing information. Information sharing is essential in building relationships with families you are working with. You will need to share information in a clear, helpful and respectful way, whether it is about their child or important general details. You will also need to gain information about the family you are supporting. As a family support worker, you will need to communicate your willingness to share information. Explain the importance of the parents sharing relevant information. Pay close attention to what is said and also what you observe. Be subjective and be clear that what you are sharing is your opinion and not fact. Building trust with the family. Trust is vital in any relationship between service users and the family support worker. Parents have to trust you to take care of their children's needs, as well as their own. You will need to show that you are reliable and are focused on their best interests. Challenges in relationship building. Building relationships, in general, can be challenging, whether it is forming the relationship or strengthening the bond. It can be increasingly tricky for support workers to build relationships when there is a lot of pressure in social work practice to focus on managerial priorities and following policies. These are referred to as the 3S. Effectiveness, economy, efficiency. These time and productivity pressures can take away the focus from connecting with the individual and building a healthy relationship. Risking the relationship to protect individuals. There may be times when it is necessary to risk a relationship with a service user to protect them or someone else. For example, protecting children, protecting vulnerable adults, such as if they have a cognitive impairment or severe mental health illness, protecting older people who may need residential care. Public protection through the criminal justice system. Working from our best self. When we use discipline and principles and pay close attention to how we work and communicate, verbally and non-verbally, this is known as working from our best self. This dedication to the working relationship, by providing the best possible support to others, is essential for a family support worker. However, this can be very challenging and hard to maintain. Summary. In this module, you have learned that relationships are key to good social work. There are many tactics you can use to help build a healthy relationship, such as listening attentively. There are several personal and professional qualities you need to build relationships as a family support worker. Showing empathy and building a rapport with the individual is particularly important. Building trust with families is crucial to providing effective support. One way of doing this is by sharing information. It can be challenging as a support worker to build relationships with families due to managerial pressures.